was good.
I liked it.
Twas.
Yeah. Not you trying to throw my little scary stalker stories in there. Not stalker.
Because then you talking about something. Don't look for me to call if you they girl, I ain't text you back one night. You pulled up.
But you weren't igging me though. That's different. Like
you thought I was
me,
though,
but you're not igging me every single day. Like clearly you're not interested in me. That's the difference.
Oh,
but at that point you were my man. You weren't responding. I had to see what was up.
And you had your little sister with you.
Little sister.
She put herself
innocent
in
How old
bystander.
was she?
She probably was like
10.
No.
She probably was like 10.
She's 8 years younger than me.
And you told a 12-year-old you're going to McDonald's.
She's about 10.
And you thought she wasn't going to.
Exactly.
This needs to be in the fucking valuable information.
Nobody.
You could have said I'm going to the gym or I'm going to Home Goods or something. You said McDonald's.
Not at that late hour.
But it didn't matter. She's telling the kid.
To make matters worse, by the time we left his house, McDonald's was closed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I would have
So
ratted
you
on
literally just sat out there for some shit.
You could at least stopped at the McDonald's first, so she had something to do in the car.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
So that means you went back to the house with no McDonald's.
Yeah, she was hot.
I'll be hot too. And I might be right.
So you ain't get no Wawa or nothing to compensate.
Nah, we was real.
6:39.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Babe We Need to Talk podcast. I am Alicia.
Damn.
Matt.
Same clothes.
His name is Jelly.
All right. So
believe
today
this.
we have two topics that I'm going to read for you guys. So the first one is, how do I date for marriage? So this person says that he is a straight male in his 20s and he's used dating apps for a few months, but I mostly come across profiles and matches which are looking for hookups or figuring things out. I'm kind of tired of going through the cycle of connecting with someone, maybe even going on a date to find out she just left a relationship and is not looking for anything serious. The problem is, I want to date a woman who is straightforward about seeking a serious relationship and kids one day, but I find it hard. I'm not in a rush to fast forward to marriage. It is important that I get to know the person for a long time, but I need to find dates who are at the very least on the same page in regards to dating goals. For context, I live in Western Europe and I'm a student. Also, I'm not religious. I do not like going out partying, and I spend a lot of time studying and working, which I enjoy. When it comes to real
That's why
life,
you can't find nobody. Sorry.
when it comes to real life, I have always been too scared to directly ask a woman out, and therefore dating apps have become a crutch for me. My questions are, how do I date for marriage, and where do I find potential dates who want a serious relationship?
Can I start?
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, you don't date for marriage. That's the first thing. You date to see if you like the person first.
Yeah, but you're liking to trying to find out what's
ultimate goal is
what-
marriage.
Let me explain something to y'all. If I started dating Nat, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna marry Nat. It never would have happened. It was like you have to just let stuff evolve. You can't
but you
just.
don't want to waste your time. Like if you know that you don't like
You
a
need
person,
to know that person's end
What
goal
kind of
is
mindset do y'all
also-
have? Like, what?
I'm not wasting my time dating somebody if I don't see myself marrying them.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. So okay. So
I
before
think I
Dale.
get what you're trying to
So
say,
before
but
Dale,
you're saying it
you had
wrong.
you had a boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So were you wasting your time with that boyfriend? You thought about marriage with him?
So okay, before mind you, I started dating Dale when I was 20 years old when I started dating Dale. So
How old is this guy?
the same age as I was. But what I'm saying is,
Mm-hmm.
the end goal in any relationship is always, for me personally, would have been marriage. So even though we're not going to get married tomorrow, if I don't see myself ever being able to marry you, I'm not dating you.
So hold on. I know where you going with this, and I'm about to tell you how your point is going to counter his point.
The mediator.
I'm back on it. At a certain age is where you're dating for marriage. Is that what you're trying to say? Because
Yeah, I guess that. But
if I'm in high school, I'm not dating for
Right,
marriage.
exactly.
If I'm in college, I possibly is still not dating for marriage.
I get it. But no. This is what I'm saying. is when you start dating someone, you're figuring that person out. You're getting to know that person. Now, how y'all started dating, if y'all already knew each other through work or something like that, you might have already developed in a relationship where you're like, hey, if I ever got with this guy, he may be the one. But this is a blind thing, like you said, dating apps and stuff. So if I'm just now blind faith meeting a girl or a girl meeting me, there's no point or anything in my mind like, yeah, this is the girl. I'm not gonna go out with her unless I think I'm gonna marry her. Cause
I think you're looking at it differently. It's not that I already know I want to marry this person. It's the fact of the matter is, if I know for a fact that I'm not gonna marry this person, then I'm not dating them.
But how do you know that?
You date to find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're dating for marriage.
But yeah, but she's
you know
saying
you gotta date to see if marriage is a possibility.
dating or boyfriend and girlfriend because it's
I think
two
y'all are
different
saying
terms.
the same thing in
Yeah.
different ways.
No, we're saying I'm saying dating. They're not together, right? Not boyfriend and girlfriend.
No, they're just dating.
Just dating. So you're dating to figure out what that person is, who
But
that
why?
person is,
But why?
to see if you even like them.
But why?
Why do you
To-
need to like them?
To see if you like them, see if you can
But
build
why?
a relationship.
For
To
what?
do what?
Married, Joe.
No, why does it have to be to the marriage? No, you're getting to a point of Okay,
A relationship.
So look,
all right,
look,
all right.
look, so-
I'm putting this content. So when I started playing football, did I already think
your
about?
end goal was the NFL.
No, it wasn't. My when I started playing football, it was to get away from the circumstance I was in, and this was just something I was good at. I didn't even think about college until people started telling me that I was good and I can go to school and all this stuff.
Not
This
a
is
good
different.
comparison.
Yeah, no. I'm being real. I didn't think football was gonna be an outlet. It just so happened to happen, and then it evolved. And then when I started playing and stuff, it was like, oh, okay, I can go to this next level.
so
That
this-
next level was college. I didn't sit here like in high school, like, yeah, I'm automatically already gonna make it to league. I gotta make sure I'm even at that step, that mindset to even be in the league, because I already knew it's 1% of people that make it there.
So
The
this
reason why
defends.
I
Hold
think-
on, real quick.
Let Dale, because I know Dale
So,
about that. fix
so
it.
this defends the point that it differs from person to person,
Yeah.
because most kids,
Wanna go
in
to the
general, they play football. They want to be in the NFL. You'll find that few
Yeah.
that don't even consider the NFL. They're just looking for
An outlet.
They have different with relationships or with dating. Most people want to get married, so the end goal is to get married. So they date to see if they can build with a person.
So you're telling me in your 20s, you're sitting here
Some
dating somebody
people
because
date.
you're ready to be married? Now, if you was in your 30s dating somebody, I can see your end goals like, I want to try to marry this person. But you still got to get to know the person first.
But-
Why are you thinking about marriage?
But listen, this person is dating for marriage, so he wants to know, how do I do that?
So,
You just
hold
no,
on.
you just date. You figure out. You got to figure that person
Joey,
out.
So how long do you stay with somebody before you realize, like, you know what?
This ain't gonna work.
I'm okay on this. I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't know. It depends on the situation.
The situation.
Or what would drive you to say that in the first place? Because it seems like you would date for something other than marriage.
But no, this is what I'm saying. From what I understand, because from what I understand how the game is now is, I think that's the problem. The reason why so many women are single is because they're trying to get a guy where if you're not husband material, I'm not messing with you. You're not even giving a guy a chance to figure out, like to build or whatever. Like you already want this guy to make X amount of dollars and do this and do that when this guy.
Totally
So-
different.
No,
I think-
I'm just saying.
yeah, I think-
when you say you're dating a marriage, so you want all this stuff in the beginning.
No,
right?
no.
Because when
I
I,
think-
met him, he didn't have what he has now.
So I just
So the
said
point-
date
Neither
for
did you.
marriage.
Time out. The point that you're talking about now is women who seek instant gratification. That's
Establishment,
different.
Yeah.
not the same.
We're saying
That's
that the
different.
end goal is eventually going to be marriage. So I am looking into the future to say, based on the potential that
Can I
this
build
guy
with this
has
person?
now or a woman has now, are they
So when you start working at a
married
job,
material?
your first day working at a job, you're like, I'm gonna be the supervisor.
That is the end goal.
If it's the end goal for
Yes.
you.
But you haven't even known if you like this job yet. You
But
don't even
you-
know if
but
this
you can
career is the
still-
career you want to do.
Jelly,
But you
you're
can
giving
still
the
have
wrong
goals.
examples
You
because
can still
at the
have
end of the
goals.
day, you should know what job you're getting yourself into to even know if you want to even go that route. You shouldn't
it
be
could-
going into a
It could
job
be something.
that you
This is
don't.
the only thing that's available at this time.
But you still have to know about the job before you do it. Have some kind of understanding, because how else did you apply for it?
I understand
That's
that, but that might be the
not a
only
good
thing.
Example, Joey.
No,
Unfortunately.
y'all are jumping the gun. Like you're saying, I want to date for marriage. Those two things are oxymoron.
Okay, let me use.
I want to date to get in a relationship,
I'ma use
and then
us
that
as-
relationship can turn into marriage.
Okay.
Isn't that how it goes? Dating, relationship, marriage.
So how's it an oxymoron if they lead into one another?
No, because you're skipping over a step.
No,
No.
we're just saying
just-
that the goal
goal
is
is that.
marriage.
You just said date.
No.
Hold
I'm
on.
not
You
saying
just said
skipping
date,
steps.
relationship, marriage, right?
Right. He
They're
said dating
she's
for
saying
marriage.
You date for marriage, which is the end goal, right? You said date, relationship,
Okay,
marriage.
go ahead,
So
yes.
that's the end goal, right? Date,
Yes.
relationship, marriage, right?
Yes.
Y'all saying the same thing?
No, Alicia said that I'm not dating you if I don't feel like you're somebody I can marry. How do you know that if you don't date?
Wait.
She
So
knows
she
what
was
her-
saying.
she
she
You
knows-
see what I'm saying?
I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong.
This
I
is
wanna
not a
say-
person she knows.
Wait, Joey.
No, what I'm saying is, if say we go on a couple dates, whatever, and I can tell you already this is not somebody that I would want to marry, we're not going any
Okay,
further.
there you go. That's
You
all I
want
was
to
saying.
Continue dating.
You
the
don't
person,
continue
right.
dating someone you know you're not going to marry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then I'm
I'm not saying I'm going to look at you and be like, can't marry you. No, next.
So now we're back to the.
But don't
fact
some people do that?
What Dale said that you
Standards.
guys are saying
Standards.
the same thing,
Because the first thing you look at is
just
looks.
differently.
Yeah.
The bottom line is you gotta date, whether it be 3 or 10 or months from now, to realize what your end goal may be. In Alicia's case, she's saying she can tell after a couple dates her end goal is marriage. You're saying it may take you longer than that to even consider the thought of marriage.
Right.
Example, our relationship. For me, I don't think I necessarily was thinking about marriage right away, but I was thinking about a long-term relationship. But then in turn, when you think about a long-term relationship, that eventually leads to marriage. Jelly was not looking for a significant other at all. He was just chilling. But I can't help myself. I changed this man's mind. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can't help myself.
I can't help myself.
So now, can we get back to the original question?
What
How
was-
do you
what was
date
the
for
question
marriage?
again?
What do you do?
Yes.
So the guy wants
sorry.
to know
It was
how...
answering babysitter questions.
Oh, okay. No problem. How do you date for marriage? Well, I guess Jelly's not gonna be able to answer this
That's a
question because he
very-
says that
Ooh,
that's
That's
not
a
even
very,
a
very
thing.
broad question.
Yeah, I can. I can answer this question.
Okay, go ahead.
How do you date for marriage? First, you go out and you find common ground with each other. You talk. You figure out likes and where people from and all that kind of stuff. You got to develop some kind of common ground to see if your mindset is the same mindset as they have, because they might have a total different mindset than what you have, or different goals and ambitions in life than you have. And then at that point, you can kind of say like, it might be something, or maybe down the line I can kind of switch his mind to think, this or that. But at least he has
Or-
his morals, or at least he has at least the essential grounds, like he was raised by, some good parents or whomever, to have some kind of decency about himself as a man or a woman.
Or you can say, he ain't gonna change. I'm out.
But after a period
The
of time,
same thing, two different ways.
Exactly. But yes, the bottom line is yes, you have to go on a date to feel people out. Now, in regards to him, I don't know what to tell dude because he don't
He's
go
gotta meet
nowhere.
people.
And he don't have no
He doesn't
time to
go
sound
anywhere
like.
to meet anybody, and that is gonna hold him back.
he's
in a
gonna be the
sense.
type person. He's gonna have to meet somebody that's
Organically.
like in his school, that's doing the same thing he's doing, like
Study
where they
buddy.
keep bumping into each other, and it's in a sort of an
It's
attraction, and then
it's
it's
definitely a movie
it
role.
leads to something else. Just going out to blind meet somebody, that's a little.
I
It's a
definitely
little
think
different.
that like whenever you meet someone, you have to basically have a conversation with them about where they see themselves long term and what their goals are, and whether or not their goals align with
Match
your
up.
goals, and you guys are compatible. If you see yourself being with this person long term, then maybe you have something.
And what did he say about dating apps? Didn't he say something?
That's
about-
basically what he's using because he's not.
He doesn't
able to
have
find anybody
no other
organically.
time. He doesn't go out. He
Right.
I mean,
and that
maybe.
whole religious aspect might be holding him back too. But I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the dating apps is his best best option right
And he's
now
still
as
not
far as
finding
meeting
no.
new people.
Yeah.
But he's
Because it
not
might be
finding
people
anything.
out there like that too that don't want to go out. They don't want to meet somebody at the club.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to meet somebody, you know, at different events or whatever. So
Also,
maybe
he didn't say how old he is, so we don't really know whether or not his peers are also at that same stage in life where they're looking to date for marriage.
I thought he was in the U.S. because I was about to say there's tons of joints over here.
I just never heard the whole phrase
Looking.
of like date for marriage.
You've never heard somebody say that they date for marriage?
I've never heard
date
a man
to see if
say
you
that.
like the person.
I will give you that.
I do believe it has to do with age too, because like if once you get up there in age, if you haven't already been married or if you've been married and divorced, you're not looking to date just to date. You're looking
Exactly.
to date
Not
for
to
an
waste
end
your
goal.
time.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Date
Yeah,
for marriage.
I mean,
Joey out here
like
trying to
not
waste people's
not
time.
it wouldn't be like a
No, I
we
get-
go on a date and then after the date it's like, oh, I'm gonna marry this man. You know what I mean? You still building, but you're dating to work towards marriage.
I mean, he's out here for fun.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
But then also too, when you have those kind of situations, you need to make sure you set the tone to say like, you know, I'm not looking for nothing. That's what Jelly told me, and I said, okay.
Did I not say that?
He said that. He said, "I'm not looking for anything.
Oh.
This is not gonna be a relationship."
Cheers,
I'm like,
cheers, Dale.
but I said, "I'm your girlfriend. That's what this is." Like
So
at this point, I'm your girlfriend. Like
Sound like
in,
that.
In my head, I already knew we was dating from like September. We met in June, and by September we was going together. But
Yeah.
it was just
We
a matter.
we disagree on the timeline as well, but
His,
Yeah, we were
the-
boyfriend and girlfriend way before I knew
Yes,
we were boyfriend and
exactly.
girlfriend. So,
But on his time frame of boyfriend and girlfriend to my time frame, it's a year and some change. 2 years.
sheesh.
Yeah, when we were officially, which actually the other day was our dating anniversary.
So, but 2 years prior to the official,
3 months
in your
in,
mind,
3
y'all were
months in.
already.
I hit him with the let's be exclusive. What that mean to you?
we together.
We go together.
We go together.
I
Same
don't know
thing.
no other way around it. It's you and I, sir.
But again, you're just dating. It wasn't a date to marriage.
Okay.
Marriage.
In your
marriage-
mind.
No, I would agree with him at that.
I guess
point.
I
At
guess
3
that's
months
also a
in,
thing too. Guys and girls gonna look at these situations
Yes,
differently.
That is
Exactly.
true. That is true.
Very, very differently. I think now, unfortunately, now, and even I'm even taking church as an example because talking to people at church because they were talking about the singles event and stuff like that. So there is 400 some people that registered,
And 300 is
but
women.
380 of them are women.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
that-
crazy because when he said the number, I thought that I was like, yeah, 400 residents, at least 300 are women.
Yeah.
Because remember we did the speed dating, and then we had like
So a bunch
30
of
girls sign up, and we had to close it, and it literally came down to the last hour where we finally got the last dude to match the number of girls.
We
Like,
had
it
to
took-
take some of our friends to play along just to get the
numbers
game
straight.
to go. Yeah.
It's
It's so hard to pull guys to do stuff like
And
this.
I wonder why that is, but I feel like that's a societal thing too, because I feel like we raise girls to see marriage as the
marriage,
end goal, but
yeah.
we don't raise men the same.
Yeah.
Boys are not like we don't ever teach our sons to aspire to be married.
Right.
Societally.
You sound like the Beyonce song.
Yeah.
well, look at everybody's upbringing. I mean, my parents got divorced. I didn't see what a marriage, looked like besides my grandparents.
But why does that disproportionately affect girls and not boys? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
there's girls that have the same situation in their lives.
Yeah, true.
Did they?
Yeah.
Both of your parents were still together?
No, but I'm saying like, why does that affect? Why did that
Girls,
have that effect on you? Whereas we don't see the same thing affecting.
Well, I guess with girls, it's like the main thing girls want to have is to be married and have kids.
It's a society.
Yes, but it's that. What I'm saying is that's society.
Guys, we're brought up to be strong, like Pastor Vernon was talking the other day. Don't cry and be a provider.
right. But
And take
the thing is
Traditionally.
to be
Tradition,
a
yeah.
provider to
Providing
who?
to whom?
Your
Family.
family, your wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a main thing that you guys are focusing on. Yeah,
From a
you
younger
agree?
age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
I feel like most of the time,
We get baby dolls and stuff like that to help us aid in the fact of marriage and motherhood.
We
and
get
things
Hot
like that.
Wheels.
and I feel like a
Right.
lot of times men are not looking to get married until they feel like they're already established.
Yes.
Whereas women are like, I can go ahead and get married
can
and
get
then
established
we
in the
can
way-
work
on the
together
way,
and
yeah.
and build together. Whereas men are like, no, I need to be at a certain like stage in my life before.
That is true.
get
I
married.
think that's a tradition thing too, because
Yeah.
if you look at like the early 1900s, like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that's how it was. Men were established. They married. Women married with men who were already established, and they were stay at
They
home
didn't have any
moms.
rights at that point.
Right.
Facts.
And they were young.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sitting
Underage.
thinking like when we got married, like that was I think I had this conversation that like I want to be established. I told her I have to have certain things.
But why did you feel that way?
Security. I have to make sure certain things are in place before I can even jump myself into marriage. Because when it comes to marriage, I'm not just taking care of myself. You see what I'm saying? When I'm taking care of myself, I'm good. I know how to. I got that.
Back to the provider role.
But when it comes to marriage, it was so like, and I think we had this conversation. Like, I want to have X amount of dollars here. I want to have this here. I want to have that established. I want to have this. I want to have that. So when it comes time for that, yes, because when we did get married, you know, I can't remember what day it was, whatever we did it. But this is when Nat was just looking at me like, what? When she found out I had money in different places. And she was just like, she hit me with the nigga. Like, it's just, like, that's just, I don't know. That's just, you know.
I think to answer your I don't know part about it, I think it's because you went through a situation where you didn't have funds. Remember between football and then starting the dealership?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There was a
yeah.
period of time where he didn't have money like that, so he was only working off of what he had left over from football to sustain him. So you never want to go back in that position again. So now you got to figure out different means, have money in different places just to make sure you're straight moving forward, so you'll never be back in that predicament again.
Yeah. Very true. I still do that now.
That's a fact. I don't know if I was ever that way with marriage itself, but I know I've been that way with having kids. Like, I wanted to make sure there was a certain threshold that was met before I started having kids.
Gotcha. That's smart. Because people definitely out here having these joints and don't have the means to
Very
support them.
Do you feel like was there ever a time that you feel like you were pressured to ask Alicia to marry her? Yo, the way her face turned.
No, I just want to hear his answer.
I'd say no. I never felt pressured, I would say. I don't think I've ever felt pressured. Of course, we've had conversations about it, you know what I'm saying, through our relationship, but I don't think I've ever felt pressured. I knew when I proposed that she was ready for marriage, but again, I didn't feel pressured to have to propose.
And Alicia,
I
you
did
do
it
have a
on
mental
my
clock
own time.
already going off in your head?
I did. And what was a conversation that we had moving in was like, when we first moved in together, it's like, I'm not here to like live with you for a long time. Like, my end goal is
Play
marriage.
house? 'Cause
That's
that's
exactly what I said,
That
actually.
was the term I used.
That's actually exactly. I was trying to make it sound nicer, but that's literally what I said. Is that I'm not here to play house with you. Like, my end goal is
We
to
gonna
be
be
married,
roommates.
right? And that's fine if you don't want to do that after a certain point. But just know that if we get to a certain point and that's not what you want to do, like, that's fine. We'll just have to,
Yeah. I said we was going to be roommates.
How do you? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's why sometimes I don't get like when you see on Instagram or whatever, you see these guys propose and these girls say no. I'm like, how you don't know?
exactly. Y'all hadn't talked about this at all.
Like yeah,
Like, I knew she was 100% ready.
right. I knew that too.
No doubt.
Because she would tell me what kind of the type of ring. Ooh, this ring is really nice.
Exactly.
You know,
And that's how you know.
you know. So that's why I'd be like, how y'all not know, fellas? Don't ever set yourself up like that.
Oh, you said Princess Cut? All right, I got you. Don't worry.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. That's the
Yeah.
one you want.
Yes.
All right, cool.
That's my upgrade, by the way. He's saying it wrong, but as long as he knows to say that much, they at the jewelry store will figure it
know.
out. But it's an Asher cut.
Ashton
But he
Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, he combines the two, but it doesn't matter. It's great that he got that far. So, but yeah.
But at the end of the day, with the whole dating thing, I just think just take time to get to know each other. That's all I was really saying, and make sure that's the person you do. You know what I'm saying? Want to marry.
I hear you saying take time, but some people be taking that way too far.
Yeah.
Time turned into 5 years, and you still don't know this person. You still don't know what you want to do, or is it something within you that you need to figure out and not hold up this person's time in 5 years? So, yeah.
That's true too. So take your time, but don't take too much time.
Don't take my time up with it.
Take time, but not too much
Because after
time.
a certain point, you already know
clock is
whether or not
ticking,
this
brother.
the person that you
Yeah.
want.
But people rushing, that does kill some situations though.
Yeah.
Rushing, that definitely kills some.
Or giving
I
a
would
guy
say-
an ultimatum, that
Well,
would
I
make
would say
him
like
shut
you need
down.
to be clear about what
Yeah.
your goals are, but you can't force anybody
Right.
to want to marry you, right? So as long as you have said, "Hey, look, this is what I'm aiming for. These are what my goals are." I'm not gonna pressure you into this, but also at the same time,
Just
I'm not gonna
understand,
just
yeah.
understand that like if we get to a certain point and we're not there, like we haven't come to agreement to what this is what we both want to do, then there's no point in us staying together.
Yeah, and I think also too, the older you get, the more maturity level it should be to have that conversation where it's not like you feel like you being pressured or threatened or something. It's an adult conversation. Like we're living together doing all this, but we're not gonna take the next step. So what are we in this space for then to do what exactly? You think we'll be Oprah and Stedman? We're just gonna just go.
That's a
just
different
go
type
have
of
this-
money.
That's
though.
right, exactly.
We just
Oprah-
gotta- we
that
gotta have
Oprah
this
money makes you live
understanding.
a little different.
Yeah. That minute is okay.
Be like Dave Chappelle. I'm
Dave-
pregnant.
yeah.
Like, hold on one second.
Got you.
So the next topic that we wanted to talk about was how long is too long to go without texting before you forget about it and move on. Now I have not read this paragraph to know this particular situation, but let's see together. So I, 22 female, have been talking to this guy, 43 male, and he only texts me once.
Whoa, hold on, wait.
22 and 43.
22 and 43.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Daughter and father.
Here we
Right.
go.
Okay.
Here we go.
And he only texts me once every one or 2 weeks now. Sounds like he's married, but I'm starting to get
That's
sick.
because his wife is around.
Red flag.
Because his wife is around. That's why.
Exactly. I'm starting to get sick of the lack of communication and feeling like I have to carry on the conversation whenever we do communicate. It's not like I expect to text every single day, but if someone is only texting you once every 2 weeks to just say things like, "Hey, beautiful," or "Hey, hope you're doing well, beautiful," but then doesn't make an effort to continue the conversation beyond that, what's the point? I guess I'm just buying into the whole, I guess he's been busy lately, like he said, but I'm starting to think that I should just forget about it if we only talk once a week to once every 2 weeks.
Busy with his family.
What would be your cutoff point if you were in a situation? That man is married, sis. Move on.
And if he ain't married, he got a long
that
time
into
relationship with a couple kids.
Right. Either that or he's not that into you.
Yeah.
Like,
Or he just got a full roster. He just trying to figure out where you
That
fit in
hey
at.
beautiful
You on the
goes to
bench
like
right
4
now.
people.
yeah. Because, like, but my thing is this, like, she said that they're not really having that, like, she's forcing the conversation. So it's like, he's just not that into you.
It's so many red flags in what you
Yeah,
said.
like where did y'all even meet?
Like, act like that's somebody else and hear that story, ma'am, and tell me you don't hear the red flags.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't got to talk to nobody
Y'all
like
got
that.
the ultimate
Age gap.
age gap. Y'all have, what is it, like
21 years.
20 years. All right, 21 years. That is your father. Ew. One.
So that's Generation X and not even millennial. What's after millennial?
I don't know.
Generation Z.
It's just a
Z.
gap.
She's Z, right?
Gen X and Gen Z.
Yeah, that's way too.
Yeah.
That's way too far.
Then the man is texting you the hey crap, the traditional stuff that they saying to each other now. And
She probably never even seen Juice.
I'm wondering,
I'm gonna give y'all
has
the
she?
scenario.
Above the rim.
Pause.
Above the rim. None of that.
I'm gonna give y'all the scenario.
Uh-oh.
They meet. He's texting
Have
her.
they met?
He's texting her heavily, right? He smashes.
He's trying to keep
Yeah.
her on the roster.
He don't. Yeah.
It's
After,
done.
after he smashes, that's it.
But then why even
Notch
send her
up
the
his
hey
belt.
beautiful every now and then if that's the case? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not interested, you want to move on, just stop texting.
Because
she
that
just
way,
wants
that way,
sending
when his
essays.
roster spot, when it come back around,
Yeah. This was
you know, now he like, hey, yeah, where you been at?
Well, she
Exactly.
also keep on sending him essays, so he's like, all right, let me just hit her up real quick just to make sure she's still on the
we
team.
on good terms.
So you think they smashed already?
Yeah, they smashed. He
Very
done.
possible.
He moved on.
But the key in this thing, where did they meet?
At the
Because
club.
where would a 43 and a 22-year-old
At the
meet?
club.
No, not
I
even
mean,
the
they could have
club.
met at the grocery store.
No,
At work, I mean,
Yeah, at work, yeah.
well, he the supervisor.
maybe she's an admin
Just because
assistant.
he's
He's
older don't
a,
mean that
Yeah.
she could be the supervisor.
Because, I mean, if you think about corporate America, like that's
Oh, wait.
people
Oh no,
at all
I got it.
ages.
He met her at the drive-thru.
what?
He met her at the drive-thru. She was working at McDonald's.
Well,
And-
he was working at McDonald's.
You know,
But yeah.
So, I guess one question that I have, just based off of the title, like if you're dating somebody, how frequently should they be in contact with you?
I think after me and after me and that kind of got serious, I don't think we went a day without texting. Something, just or calling each other.
That's the thing. It's the dating side of the relationship.
I'm sure it's the same for
so
y'all.
Vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you could be talking to multiple people until you figure out which one is
which one you want to be
important enough to go to the
monogamous
next
with?
the next step. But
Or it could have been he was in a relationship and maybe they argued and he got out, or maybe he think he's done and he met her and she was a rebound.
Yeah, now he back.
Yeah.
With
they
the
back
old joint.
together.
Now they back together. That's why you ain't
Maybe.
getting the messages like that no more.
But
Either
be
way,
a
she need to
grown
move
up,
on.
be a
Yeah.
40 whatever plus grown up and tell her it's over. Instead of having her linger around.
Also, too, have you no pride? Because you got one or two good times to ignore me before I start texting
Facts.
you. Like, I'm not about to be in your inbox back to back to back to back and you're egging me.
Shoot, that happened now with Jelly. If he don't respond after some time, I'm calling. The only
I get my
difference
message?
is, the only difference is him, I'm not going nowhere. If it was a dating situation, then I'm out the door. But in this case, now I need you to pay attention to what I'm saying, sir. Hello? What are you doing?
It's funny because I can see Dale not responding to something, and then Alicia just come to the door. Hey, you ain't see me texting you or calling? Huh? What's going on?
You're right, sir. Absolutely.
Jelly in the house with y'all.
Right.
Me and Dale on there playing the video game. Who at the door, Dale? I don't know.
The story about me not answering her phone calls or her text messages.
What story?
Oh, you took your little sister to McDonald's?
Oh, she ain't believe you.
No, go ahead. You the better storyteller.
Not to play it like, yeah, I'm not going to get into
You the
it.
better storyteller. Go ahead.
So, where were you that time?
I was in the bed asleep.
No, but where were you before that? Didn't you go out with one of your female friends or something? Like you had met her somewhere or something like that?
I have no clue.
So he was hanging
Good
out
answer,
with one
Dale.
of his female friends.
1, 2, 3, go feed.
He was hanging out with one of his female friends. Wait, what was that?
Nah, I don't remember.
There are so many amendments in the Constitution. I can
And
only
he
choose one.
was texting me, but he stopped texting me. Mind you, it's nighttime. It wasn't I'm going to bed, good night, whatever, nothing. Like he just is
Nigga
not
fell asleep with
responding.
the phone in his hand.
So
I've
at
done
the
that several
time,
times.
I was still living at home with my parents, and my sister was there. So I went to my sister's room. I said, "Hey, if anybody asks where I am, tell them I went to McDonald's." She's not getting the hint because she's a child, and she's like, "Oh, I want to go."
Child. Oh.
So I'm like,
Because she
"All
want
right,
McDonald's.
sis, we staking out together." We were in his driveway, not at McDonald's.
Oh, so when I say this whole pull up thing, this actually happened. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad,
You
Dale.
in the
Actually,
household,
real
though,
life,
and
sir.
don't know you in the household. Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
Real life scenario.
And you was upstairs asleep the whole time.
Upstairs sleep. Knocked out. She
So-
in my driveway with
So
her
wait,
little
hey,
sister in the
what,
back seat.
Wait, so what was the conclusion? Like, how did it resolve? If you was asleep, how long did you stay there?
I don't even remember.
Like, it's the next day. At least
I
you're
don't
still
even-
outside. Like,
Because,
I don't even remember.
babe, at this point in dating, she knew she was going to marry.
oh,
But I mean, he could
wow.
have been dead.
And he would have been just rotting because you clearly wasn't going to the door to check.
No, because she felt bad at that point because she saw my car outside.
No. That's not factual. Your car was in the driveway actually, so I didn't even know that you were home.
Huh?
Because your parents your family was in Maryland.
It was in the driveway?
Your car was in the garage.
Oh, in the garage.
Yes.
Oh.
So I didn't even know that you were actually at home.
Damn, this is crazy.
So how'd you find out I was home?
The next day,
That's what I'm saying. At least
Oh, so you
how
didn't
long
go to the
was
door
you
and knock
staying?
on the door? Because, he was living with his parents.
he was living with his
Oh,
parents.
okay. I got you.
I'm not gonna disrespect.
Yeah.
Right.
That's, yeah. Dale, Dad would have came there. Turn your radio down.
not how he sounds.
What?
Dale, that crazy.
What's she doing? Writing on it, scratching it.
Yeah. Early 20s, Alicia. She was not. I'm not the same person anymore. I've matured. I've matured a lot since then.
I think we all have. Yeah, you got to with age. Yeah, it's maturity. Hey, we just hope the next generation gets it. So
No.
with this whole dating to marriage,
Dating for marriage.
dating for marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'd rather that than the other shenanigans.
What
Just-
shenanigans?
Just the like, he need to do this, that, and the other for me crap before we even get to marriage.
I think a lot of those girls, they just say that because it sounds good.
I think so too.
Like, you're not actually implementing these rules and regulations that you say that you have online.
So, not to make another topic, but just something I saw. I was showing you on Instagram. This girl asked the dude what he does for a living. He said he drives Uber and he does it like sun up to sundown. And she was like, so how much money do you make doing that? And he was like, $48,000. So in my adult mind, not trying to date anybody mind, but just in adult mind, I'm like, 48,000. Where do you live and how are you getting by on that? Mm-hmm. And so she was like, oh no, that's not gonna work. And so like, she further explained to say like, for her lifestyle that she lives and the fact that she makes more money than he does, that wasn't gonna work for her. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was fine as a response. She wasn't like to say like, you gotta take care of me type of deal, but to match the lifestyle that I'm living, 48 is not enough.
Right.
This dude went ham on her trying to say like, oh, what if I'm trying to save up to do this and do that? And
how? Well, 48,000.
First off, if that was the case, sir, when she asked you what you was doing, you should have said,
addressed it then.
You should have said that. So that's not what you was trying to do at all. You literally just do Uber and you make 48 G's a year. Unfortunately, sir, you can't date her. And that is that. Mm-hmm. But it's to say like, that was a good example. But a lot of these girls out here, they hit a 48, but they ain't even making 24.
Exactly.
What?
That part.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's like you're not doing nothing with yourself but mooching off of a man from one man to the next.
Because this is how
and
they
they're
are.
also too. There's nothing wrong with people making
brainwashed.
48,000 if they are.
It depends on where you live, Alicia. I can't.
Well, no, I'm saying like one, they could be working towards something else, right?
Yes, very
so
true.
that could be one thing, and then also too, where you live at, because like the cost of living varies depending upon where you live.
Yes,
and then also, some people like get content with living a certain type of way, and they're happy with that. They're fine with that. But at the same time, you can't match with somebody who wants more out of life because that's not going to work.
Yeah.
But
you need to find somebody else who's content with the 48.
In essence, the 48, she's already thinking like, out of that 48, how much am I getting? You know, it's not even, she's not even caring like the 48 is going to take care of him. She's thinking about how much of that 48 going to take care of her.
Because after a while, it's going to be quote unquote combined income. So my 48, your 48 to whatever she's saying she makes. To be honest, this could have just been making a cool 50 and we don't even know. You know what I mean? Like it's only $2,000 difference. But to say that combined income is not going to help the lifestyle that she is living. Why should I change my lifestyle for him?
It's almost like the guy already has to have himself established before he can even go in the dating pool.
But that goes back to what you were saying initially, that guys have the mindset that they need to be set before they date/marry someone.
True.
So you can't necessarily be mad, well, at least in her case, of this female wanting more from you.
Yeah, that's true. I see that point.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Well,
on that note,
if you made it this far, thank you so much for joining us. This has been yet another episode of the Babes in the Talk podcast. Till next time.
Holla.